Hello everybody and welcome back. We are now getting into our relegation finals match between the Seed 1 Collinsville and the Seed 2 Sequoyah playing on Sunset.
Yeah, definitely not what we expected in this matchup in the relegation match, but Klassen really making a statement, bidding their ticket to the grand finals. As we take a look at our bracket here, you can see everything that has happened up into this point. As you see Klassen in that grand finals as the 4 seed, and the winner of this relegation match will go to meet them, having a bracket reset to win the championship. But this is also, Jackson, the battle for 3rd place of the Valorant playoffs.
Yeah, and as we've seen both teams before, we did see last game a 9-3 half curse does still end in a victory, and Adobo managing to drop 32 in that first match. And for the side of Collinsville, we saw Nav not too long ago manage to ace twice in their match against Salina.
Yeah, and that was actually to make it to this game. We streamed that back on Tuesday. Really good performance, really strong performance by Collinsville. Let's see if they can keep up that momentum, or if Sequoyah kind of coming off of that loss, being able to get more of a fire in their hearts and try and revenge what they just had happen to them. We'll see who is going to play against Klassen. Again, the people who knocked out both of these teams, who is going to play against them in the grand finals.
Yeah, now going to start this one off with Collinsville on the attack here. Kind of just looking to start with this default. 3 sitting over in this B main, having kind of the Vice, and the Vice pick yet again. We did see that last time, this time on the side of Collinsville.
Yeah, Vice, one of those Sentinels that does have the defensive capabilities, but also almost like an initiator with that through-the-wall flash like Breach has. Really strong, double-sided, both on the attack and defense. Not something you traditionally see from these Sentinels. So we do see some poking here in the middle, looking for some middle control, playing that classic Sentinel lurk. And a quick explosion onto A-side for Klassen, or Sequoyah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tub gonna get that first pick there. Starting 1 pick off on the side of Sequoyah. Now just kind of looking to rotate over this bomb, about to go down here for the side of Collinsville.
Yeah, Collinsville being able to get the plant here. Going to be a 4v5 retake for Sequoyah here. Chemical going to get that pick, even it up. Ketherick with a pick as well onto Tub, who was forced to be in that plant spot. Nav finding 2 though, starting that legacy back, looking for a 3rd. Still in a 2v2 scenario. Bomb is a ticking, looking for plays to be made. Nav with that 3rd and a 4th pistol round. Nav picking right back up where they left off on their last game with that clean 4K in round 1.
Yeah, a fantastic first round there for Nav. As we were talking about the Collinsville player that was able to take it all against Salina, can they do it again to pit themselves against Klassen and the master class that we saw last game? We'll just have to see how the rest of this game fares.
Yeah, really great way to start that. Had a pretty clean first round on how they would want to play it. We saw them take a little bit more spread map space, Collinsville did, trying to find information. And of course, it's a new game. You want to figure out how teams play, where they sink a lot of those defenses. And read that they only had 1 person on A defending. Really smart play by Collinsville. Being able to roll into this eco, once again, you're going to just try and play it safe, not give up a gun. If you are Sequoyah, you're looking to make a huge play here and try and steal a gun, which we might see here. Me2 going to get this pick onto Ketherick, being able to get that first elimination for the side of Collinsville. Trying to look for some advantage here, not giving up the gun either. Decent damage onto the side of Collinsville, but still a lot of information the other side. Collinsville does look like they're going to execute onto this A. Very similar round to how they played the pistol, with Ray just stuck on site here, trying to look for an opportunity, maybe catch someone unsuspecting, but in the reload, Me2 clearing the smoke as Ray reloads right there, not being able to actually fire the classic timing of Valorant.
And the bomb going to go down for the side of Collinsville. All 5 players left remaining. Me2 going to be left at about half HP. And they are on their buy round here, so they do have the better rifles here. Me2 manages to get that 3rd on to Zyverns. And Nav and Average Talker are going to go ahead and get those trades, flawlessing their 2nd round. And that does, again, that is their buy round. So now Sequoyah having the weapon advantage. Collinsville going to be thrown in this bonus here. A great start coming out from Collinsville, especially what I would consider, in my opinion, a more defensive-sided map. I think it is a lot more even than the Ascent that we saw in the last game.
Yeah, I do think this is a pretty balanced map on both sides. Really just an advantage to whichever team has some better strats. And if you're Sequoyah for that last round, you're really not upset with how it went. You didn't have any pistols, or you only had pistols, so not a lot you could work with that. I still think a lot of their macro play and their rotations were still really strong. Just a little bit of a gun diff. Not upset about that round too.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the 4-man towards the A, with the Vice going to be sitting on this lurk. Me2 just looking for somebody to maybe walk out on this B site. Don't want to play into the Cypher too much. The Thrash going to come out for Adam Tao. Tries to make something happen. Ends up recalling that one there. Going to go ahead and pick it up for a second chance at that one. Now the Sova here. Vike going to be sitting on this CT, just looking to make something happen. Ray and Chemical as well, kind of looking towards this main. It looks like Collinsville might want to rotate out here. Still kind of playing for a default, still looking for as much information as they can. Lurking more towards this mid now, decide to back up off this A. Sequoyah, we still see Kethrick here. Still in the mid, maybe looking for something, but that Omen smoke does go down, locking off a bit of vision. Maybe trying to take some mid space. It does force a lot of rotates from Sequoyah. All of them going to end up backing off of A site, but we do see Chemical decide to come back a little bit.
Yeah, Collinsville being able to completely stop their push at a moment's notice. 100% making calls to just throw Sequoyah out of rotation, and that's what they're waiting on. Sequoyah is going to be pressured off of this A site after the extra space. Collinsville was able to get Adam Tao with the wingman, going to be able to get bomb planted, and all of a sudden it's a clean 5v5. No picks on either side with bomb already down.
Yeah, Tub going to go ahead and use that flash. Does end up getting spotted. Those ones there. Nav with a fantastic headshot through the box onto Zyverns. Tub manages to get one with that Spectre onto Kethrick as well. Vike gets the trade onto Me2. Now in a 4v3. Collinsville having the advantage. Vike manages to get another. Put that advantage now down 3-3. Average Taco behind that box. Ends up throwing out that Paranoia. Ray going to get that pick. Average Taco tries to TP on the site. Ray getting a second onto Nav. Only one player remaining. Adam Tao tries to use that Thrash yet again, but Ray is going to get that 3K. Vike going to stick that defuse, and the bonus round will not go in the favor of Collinsville, but do manage to get 2 and that bomb down, so the money's not looking too bad, but both teams now with the guns. Yeah,
the economy for Collinsville, definitely something to salvage there. Really nice plays, but really nice play from Ray as well, getting 3 when it was looking a little dire for Sequoyah in that round. Ray being able to turn it around, actually win that 1v2 in the elbow to be able to flip that point for Sequoyah. A definitely needed round win for them.
Yeah, and now that they both have the weapon, all have rifles, 10 rifles to their names, a couple regen shields over the heavy shields. Now kind of going back to that first round default that they're used to. We see Average Taco just sitting in this A man, manages to get a pick onto Ray there. Kethrick looking to try to pick off Average Taco here, but decides to back up, and Me2 here in this mid, looking for a mid lurk as well. And a lot of presence here from the rest of their team on this B site. Deciding how they want to force into the Cypher util. Going to prove a little rough. These kill trips sitting towards the ground. The Raise nade going to come out. Tub looking for the stun. Nav ends up getting stunned from it, but does have the showstopper ready to get this pick. Decides to go ahead and send that rocket through. Not play too aggressively. Adam Tao going to get the bomb down. Me2 gets a first. Another pick on to Kethrick there. Now only 3 players remaining here for the side of Sequoyah to make something happen. Zyverns gets a pick onto Adam Tao, evening up this score just a little bit. Average Taco here on this aggressive peak looking for something, but Vike does win that 1v1. Now 50 HP does end up getting taken out by Nav. Chemical gets 1 as well. Gets another. Now only Tub remaining here to be able to hold this post plant. Zyverns getting close. Chemical ends up getting picked. Now a 1v1 with Zyverns. Gets a little bit of a spray onto it and gets the headshot onto Zyverns, and a clutch there for Tub, giving Collinsville that round and a fantastic hold there. Able to get on site really easily and started off with the man advantage. Sequoyah started bringing it back, but just a great play there from Collinsville.
Yeah, Tub having so much patience in that corner, knowing that all of their players are falling side by side, trusting where their angles are, playing for their win condition, and being able to flip that 1v2 into a victory for Collinsville. Really clutch play from Tub. Amazing play overall by Collinsville. And for Sequoyah, again, these close rounds, this is what we saw in the game earlier against Klassen, that they get into these 1v1s, 1v2s, and they're just not able to quite close them out, and those start adding up in the game.
Yeah, now deciding to take this aggressive towards A. Sequoyah ends up backing up a little bit. That smoke going to go down mid. Looks like they kind of want to posture, thinking that Collinsville might be pushing this mid here. Vike ends up sending a drone through tiles there and doesn't see anything. And that Boombot going to come out, going to force Sequoiah's defenders back over. Nav tries for a couple picks on the Ketheric there, decides to go ahead and throw the nade. The Vice ultimate going to come out, doesn't end up grabbing anybody, but it will be a free sight, it looks like, for Collinsville here. Average Taco going to get a pick onto Ray there. Those smokes going to come out. Now going to go ahead and drop this bomb. Tub looking for something. Adam Tau ends up getting that plant down. Adam Tau going to go ahead and send out that Bosch. Tub manages to get 2 there. Chemical gets 1, but Nav gets a trade onto Zyverns. Only 1 player remaining on Chemical, and Average Taco cleans that one out. A 4-1 lead and a fast round here for Collinsville.
Yeah, Collinsville playing a lot more aggressive in that post plant, actually looking to take the fight to Sequoyah, and it looked like Sequoyah wasn't really prepared for so many players to be pushed up for Collinsville. Tub being able to get the first pick and actually getting a little lucky as clearing the corner, recognizing that Vike is in the opposite corner as the flash goes off. Really nice play from them. Again, 2 amazing rounds in a row for Tub, and 2 amazing rounds in a row for Collinsville.
Yes, still having the economy up on the side of Sequoyah. They do still have these rifles here, but if they do end up losing this one, that will be a save for them and a momentum gained for Collinsville. Valorant, definitely a very momentum-based game. Me Too manages to get a fantastic headshot there onto Vike.
Yeah, just such a rough timing there. Actually jump peeked the angle first, saw no one, and then swung out with util where someone was there. Ketheric up here in the middle, took a lot of space, is going to get punished by Me Too here, and all of a sudden it's a 5v3 for Collinsville, feeling very good about this situation. Also just getting a lot of map space due to the lack of defenders on Sequoiah's side.
Yeah, now just kind of playing the default right now. They don't want to give anything away too greedily, even though they are up 2 players right now in this 5v3. They want to still play as safe as they possibly can. They know the threat that Sequoyah still faces against them. Average Taco going to go ahead and get a TP onto site here to get some space advantage. Ray going to get a pick onto Me Too. Chemical going to be sitting in that mosh, decides to back up. That nade going to come out as well, forcing them back. Average Taco getting a nice pick onto Zyverns. That angle just not cleared yet. Chemical now looking for something to happen with Ray here. Both in this market. Ray decides to go ahead and go for the CT. Maybe look for this pick onto Average Taco first. If they can just isolate these 1v1s.
And Collinsville is playing to their win condition. Average Taco finding another one, but this timer keeps a ticking. The flash is going to come out, and Average Taco with a 3rd one. Just not a lot in that situation that Sequoyah was given, and it's because Collinsville was so smart about what they made sure to keep away. Really smart play from Collinsville in that post plant. Sequoyah, though, starting to lose some momentum, falling further behind. They got that round 3 win that they were supposed to, but ever since then they have not been able to figure out exactly where this Collinsville team wants to go, and I think that's because Collinsville is doing a great job of changing their tempo and actively doing rotations. They're not waiting for something to happen. They're doing it to force something to happen.
Yeah, and right now Collinsville just doing a great job of kind of starting off slow and then exploding, just keeping up this aggressiveness, but they take this B fast this time. Zyvern's going to be sitting here with this Bucky. Ketheric going to be knocked down to 20 HP, trying to make something happen with this Marshall here. Again, the save out for Sequoyah, now down 2 players. Vike ends up sitting at that ultimate, gets a pick on the Average Taco. A great start for this round. Tub manages to spot out Zyverns there, is able to take them out. Only 2 players remaining here. Chemical manages to get the mid pick onto Me Too, maybe looking to go grab that weapon there. Chemical with Vike here on the CT. Has a decent spot here, especially with Adam Tau being down to 49 HP right now. Tub looking to maybe send out this flash here. Vike with a couple shock darts onto Adam Tau. Doesn't quite get the pick, but is able to get him really low. The Jet Smoke going to start the defuse. Chemical manages to get one on the Tub, looking for the second on the Taco. That's a 3K for Chemical. Nav shutting him down, but Nav cleans that one up onto Vike, keeping this going for Collinsville.
Yeah, another extremely close round win for Collinsville, being able to clutch that one out. Chemical with a lot of great picks there, almost making the hero play that Sequoyah needed to get back on track, but just not quite there. Nav made sure to shut that down. And speaking of Nav, 11-2 already in 7 rounds, definitely coming in hot, ready to try and take that state championship from either Sequoyah or Classen.
Yeah, fire in their eyes right now after being knocked down into this relegation, proving that they are the seed 1 and showing that they want this trophy for themselves. And that is what they are going to be working for in this game and in the finals if they end up cleaning this one out. Decide to take this slow play yet again that we've seen from them a couple times. The Omen towards the A, the Vice towards the mid. The rest of them going to go ahead and rotate over towards this A, maybe looking to push this. Me Too gets a nice pick there onto Chemical. Go ahead and close that door. Lock off that angle and gets one onto Fike through the wall. A fantastic headshot from Me Too. Starting off this round in a great advantage for Collinsville. Now down 2 players on Sequoyah. Still sitting here in this mid.
And that just pulls so many rotations towards Mitu, the only player who's actually out here looking for a third. Mitu's actually going to be able to get the third on alert. Nav coming in to cover the other angle, and Mitu has won this round before it is over, unless Zyverns has something to say about it.
I think if you're Zyverns, though, you kind of want to play for this save. If you think that you can push in and get this ace, then you're certainly welcome to try, but with the economy that they're at right now and the threat that Collinsville is throwing at them right now, you're kind of just looking to play this safe and keep the weapons, especially with Collinsville kind of on the dog hunt right now, looking for him. Zyverns manages to get one. They know where he is now. Going to be looking for this play here. Tries to get another, but Average Taco will clean that up. Try to get as many weapons out as they can and keep that economy low for Sequoyah.
Yeah, knowing that it's a save situation, the Collinsville players decide to go hunting again, trying to take any advantage that they can, and they don't want any more rifles than Sequoyah would have. So another great round win for Collinsville, and at this point for Sequoyah in this half, you need to figure out a way to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, the Collinsville Dogs are out in this first half here with a fantastic momentum being thrown in their favor. A 5-round win streak here right now. And again, Nav putting in a lot of work on this raise yet again. Going to decide to push this B site really aggressively here. The smoke does come out, but that rolling thunder going to come out from the breach here. Nav pulling out that showstopper, manages to get one onto Zyverns. Adam Tau going to go ahead and get that bomb down. Now 2 players down for the side of Sequoyah. Average Taco with that pick onto Ray Ray. Mitu still with this lurk presence on the mid. Vike is aware of it, just looking for it. Mitu looking onto Chemical, gets one, but Vike the trade onto Mitu. Now 2 players remaining for Sequoyah. Ketherick manages to get one with that Guardian, but Average Taco will get the trade onto Vike, and Tub with a fantastic headshot onto Ketherick, keeping this momentum going. It feels like they're unstoppable.
Yeah, I think the unsung hero of this Collinsville team is Mitu at 11-5, but also just making so much space in this middle, finding these lurks and these opening picks, and it's a constant thing that Sequoyah has had to worry about when they try to rotate to these sites. Almost every opening pick I have seen has been from Mitu, which is your sentinel, not something you normally expect, especially on the attack side. So really fantastic play from them, giving Collinsville a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, and I think if you're Sequoyah, you know that Collinsville is going to be playing a little bit more aggressively, and you know those picks are coming out early. So I think maybe you just play it safe and wait for the retake as a full team. That Thrash going to come out, ends up spotting out Ray Ray, decides to go ahead and back up with it. That Vice ult going to come out as well, spotting out Chemical and Ray Ray. Neither of them going to have their primary weapons available to them right now. Chemical going to try to get that right click, but isn't able to beat that Phantom onto Nav. Mitu getting a pick onto Vike as well. Now down 2 players yet again. The Stinger going to go onto Tub. Nav manages to get the trade onto Ray Ray. Still 2 players remaining here. That Vice wall going to be popped, knowing that they are on this flank. Kind of just waiting for this to go down. Don't want to give them these 1v1s. Going to try for something. Nav gets the pick onto Zyverns. Isn't aware that there's a second in the CT right here. Ends up taking a couple pop shots with that Guardian. Nav is going to be aware of it. Decides to take this pick with the classic here. Trying to go for the knife here. It has to reload on the side of Ketherick, not having any ammo left in that mag and takes the knife kill. 9-1 here for Collinsville.
Yeah, no ammo on either side, and they always say never bring a knife to a gunfight, but what if you bring a knife to a gunfight where the guns have no bullets? That's what Nav decided to do and really get a lot of advantage there. Now rocking the 17-2 stat line for Nav there.
Yeah, and with a 7-round win streak right now, the momentum certainly in their favor. Sequoyah, again, I think you just kind of look for these defensive plays, look to play it safe. Not a whole lot you could have done last round, especially against the ultimates and the thrash that we saw. Kethrick sitting in the mid, maybe looking to pick out Me Too early, who usually roams in this mid. This fight about to happen. The stun comes out. Me Too gets the pick onto Kethrick. Me Too showing a dominant force in this mid right now. Nav manages to get 2 here. Chemical gets the trade onto Adamtown, maybe looking for the rifle, but just proving a little too risky to go for. Chemical has this dash available, knows that Nav is in the CT, looking for the pick, decides to dash for it, trying to get the spray down. Nav had to reload. Chemical able to get that nice pick there, 86 HP remaining. Chemical looking to show their dominance here. Mike gets a fantastic headshot onto Me Too as well, giving both of them rifles, and now in a 2v2, this bomb ticking down. About halfway down here, has to make something happen on the site. Vike gets a nice pick. Only one player remaining here. Doesn't get the spray on the tub. Vike is going to have to stick it half. Doesn't quite get it to half. Able to get the pick on the tub, but is there enough time remaining on this bomb? And I don't think there is. And is just not able to get the defuse, but a fantastic retake from Sequoyah. Almost able to make something happen there. I think they're starting to figure out what Collinsville wants to do. Chemical and Vike with a masterclass performance on that retake, but just not able to get it in time. Just a little over a second left on that bomb. Just isn't able to get there. Yeah, another close round. I've been saying that a lot during this series, but Vike got a great opportunity actually getting the wrap onto Me Too, who we've been seeing get a lot of opportunistic space on this map. Actually gets punished for the lurk when caught back in rotation. Vike almost turning that one back around, but again, just a second left on that bomb. Yeah, now decides to take the A side aggressively. Chemical going to get the first pick onto Adamtown. Now going to trade onto Chemical there. Now stuck in a 4v4. Decides to back up on the side of Sequoyah and play for this retake, especially hearing that showstopper come out. It is the last round of this half, and we see 3 ultimates online for the side of Sequoyah. If they can start getting these ultimates out there to get some picks. Nav manages to get 1 and 2. Zyverns and Vike both going down. The Thrash going to come out from Sequoyah. Going to try to make something happen, but does end up getting stopped. Average Taco getting the pick onto Ray as well. Collinsville just looking unstoppable right now. And Me Too getting a final 1-tap and a crazy, crazy click there on to Kethrick, cleaning that one up. An 11-1 half for Collinsville. Fire in their eyes right now. They want this trophy. Yeah, they look unstoppable. If I was Klassen sitting in the crowd, I would be quivering in my boots looking at this Collinsville team that is coming from the relegation bracket. And, you know, Sequoyah's not quite out of this yet. You know, it's not over until the specific score says so. But still, an 11-1 half for Collinsville. There's not much more dominance than that. I do, though, think that this Sequoyah attack, they do have a bit more of an aggressive team, I would say. So especially if they can take this pistol round here and maybe utilize this mid that Me Too was utilizing, especially with Zyverns, I think they can definitely make something happen on this attack. And that's looking like what they're trying to do. Zyvern's going to be looking for this mid lurk, just like Me Too was. The rest of them going to be sitting in this B. The Vice utility might be a little bit easier for them to push into than the Cypher utility, but the Vice still going to prove rough, especially with that isolation wall going to be sitting in that main there. Collinsville backing up on this A site a little bit, maybe deciding to take these closer angles, and now Sequoyah looking for the mid here. Knows Average Taco is in that left corner, and Ray will get the first blood onto Tub. That is exactly what you need, and now they're going to be able to posture for this A site. And now with Nav just sitting here, maybe going to try to get a pick here. Tries for Zyverns, gets one. Ray getting the trade onto Nav, though. And Chemical getting one onto Average Taco. Ray going crazy right now with this Ghost. Only one player remaining here with Me2 for the side of Collinsville, looking
30
to
seconds
clean
left.
up this round and put their team at match point. But right now, Sequoyah doing a
Spike
great
planted.
job on this attack.
Yeah, Sequoyah winning a lot of the opening duels in that map and actually spreading it out like we saw Collinsville do on their attack, forcing the rotations and waiting for people to be out of position. As Chemical does look for the last pick onto Me2. Me2 not 100% sure where most of the players were, just going to go down to Chemical, and that will be a round win for Sequoyah. Shouldn't have said anything. I apologize at halftime. If I cast or cursed Collinsville to lose this game, I would be incredibly shocked. But Sequoyah coming out here, swinging at this halftime switch, actually winning that pistol round, going to be able to go in within a lot of economy into the second round of this half. As we do look at the stat lines, Nav with that 23-4 stat line, Me2 backing it up with 14-7, and Average Taco with 12-6 for the side of Collinsville. We have Chemical at 13-11 as the top frag for Sequoyah. So good stat lines across the board, being able to get a lot of great numbers.
Yeah, now the momentum going to start swinging back into Sequoiah's favor. Not down and out yet. Like you said, until that score hits 13, the game is not over. And Zyverns is going to get that early pick. Gets another. Now down 2 players for the side of Collinsville. Tub going to get a nice pick onto Zyverns, though, being knocked down to half HP. Ketherick going to throw out that mosh and get that plant down. Chemical getting a nice pick with that outlaw there in mid onto Nav. Now up 2 players, and the threat of Nav still in mid here. Average Taco looking for it and gets a nice headshot onto Chemical. Ketherick going to get a trade onto Tub, though. Average Taco, the only player remaining, does have an outlaw with him, though, so certainly very doable here, and we've seen Average Taco do really well in these games before. We're just going to have to see how this goes. That Sova Dart going to force him out just a little bit. That smoke going down as well. Vike with this Guardian looking for it here. That bomb ticking away right now. Average Taco is going to have to make their move. Gets one onto Ketherick looking for Vice, but Vike is able to take Average Taco out, and that will be the 3rd round for Sequoyah. What do you think, Fuzzball, do you think they force here?
I think in looking at a 3-11 round deficit, it's almost a situation where you have to force every round. You have maybe 1 round to give, and with how well Collinsville played in that first half, do you even feel comfortable giving that first round? I think the force up for Sequoyah is what we're going to see for the rest of this series, no matter how long it goes.
I think I agree. I think they just want to get these rounds as much as they can, especially with that threat of match point looming over them if Sequoyah, or if Collinsville takes another one here. Looks like they're going to be posturing towards this B with a couple on Zyverns and Chemical kind of looking around in mid right now to make something happen. Me2 just kind of waiting here. That wall proving a little bit of a threat here. They might try to bait this out here. All 5 of Sequoiah's players going to be sitting here in the main. And we do see Nav sitting over on this A site. The rest of them kind of postured towards mid and B. The rotate's going to be started for both teams here. Aware that they're not in this B site anymore. Ketherick going to get some pop shots. Still no picks happening yet. Now under 60 seconds left. That Sova Dart going to come out. Doesn't quite spot out Nav. Still has some pressure to be made. Gets one, looking for another, but Ketherick is going to get the trade. Chemical with one onto Tub as well. Now having the player advantage by 1 here. Adam Tao going to look to throw out that flash and maybe get a pick. That bomb going to go down. Adam Tao does manage to get one. Ketherick going to get Adam Tao, but Me2 does stop the defuse. Only 1 player left. Average Taco looking for it. Has to try to trade between these 2 players. Is still looking for it. 3 HP. Chemical does end up getting that one. Has to swap to that classic after those couple outlaw shots and is able to clean that up in a fantastic force to give Sequoyah that 3rd round, and now Collinsville put back in a save.
Yeah, absolutely a must-win for Sequoyah. They're being able to swing that out and really using their rotations to their advantage, actually getting the opening pick in the middle there as Collinsville played a bit too aggressive trying to get that opportunity, and finally the commit onto the A side. Really smart play from Sequoyah, being able to use those rotates, get out so much utility and information, and have such a clean hit onto the A side.
Yeah, and now, especially knowing that Collinsville is going to be forced back into a save, they can kind of play a little more aggressively here. You just don't want to give them the ones. You don't want to give them the extra weapons. You're kind of just looking to play as a 5-man death ball, if you want to call it, and look for this A site as fast as they can. And all the util is going to come out. Collinsville decides to just back up and play for the retake. Tub looking for this aftershock here. Maybe try to get some damage down. Ketherick going to start this plant here. Now going to throw that nade over. Maybe stop it. Isn't able to get that damage out in time. Now a 5v5 retake here. Collinsville having the weapon disadvantage. Some Sheriffs versus some Vandals here. Just looking to make some space right now. Isn't sure if Chemical's going to be down here. Nav gets the first pick onto Ketherick. That is exactly what Collinsville's looking for. But Chemical gets one. The trade with Tub. Nav gets another. Vike and Ray Ray come back swinging. A 2v2 right now. Ray Ray gets another. On to Me2. Nav, the only player remaining, but has the Vandal to the name if they can do it. But Vike getting the trade onto Nav, and that will be the 4th round in a row. Sequoyah certainly solidifying the momentum in their name right now.
Yeah, Sequoyah coming back swinging in that round. It wasn't an eco round for Collinsville, only playing with those Sheriffs across the board. Still a really strong round from them, being able to hurt the economy of Sequoyah a little bit, making it where it's a little bit more survivable, and a lot of great shots on the side of Collinsville. Sequoyah, though, being able to play that post plant, trading immensely well, being able to make sure the numbers advantage stayed in their favor throughout that entire retake. And all of a sudden you come down to a 1v2 situation at the end, and even if it's Nav, who has been going ballistic this game, still not able to win those, Sequoyah gets the round win.
Yeah, now going to go ahead and throw out that Thrash to try to spot out that lane, is going to be able to take it fast. The rest of Collinsville just looking for a retake angle at this point. Sequoyah able to take that site quickly. 2 ultimates available. The showstopper going to come out. Stops Ketherick, but does end up picking off themselves. Vike going to get one onto Adamtow. Now a player advantage here for Sequoyah on this retake. Tub manages to get one. Now a 3v3. Knows Chemical is going to be up there. Tub manages to get one. Ray Ray gets 2. Tub and Average Taco. Now a 1v1, and Me2 gets the headshot with 2 HP remaining, and there is the match point for Collinsville.
Yeah, I didn't know Me2 stood for I am 2 HP to win this round. Really impressive plays from Collinsville on that retake, especially with the blind swing from Tub, actually getting the second pick there as Ray Ray's able to answer with 2 trades going back and forth. This one comes out Collinsville favor, and all of a sudden we're looking at match point for Collinsville. The pressure's sunk in. You already lost to Klassen if you're Sequoyah in that winner's bracket. In this relegation bracket, this is do or die for you. Do you want to walk home with 3rd, or do you still want to have a chance for that state championship?
I think Sequoyah is going to do just as you said and start forcing as much as they can, keep their economy up, and try to snowball these rounds back in their favor. They are not down and out yet. Me2 going to destroy that Cypher cam there. Chemical going to pop the knives as well. 4 ultimates available right now for the side of Sequoyah. Me2 gets a nice pick onto Chemical in the air. That wall just going to prove too hard for Sequoyah to be able to push into, and Chemical being down. Now having the player advantage onto Collinsville, going to try to rotate here. Collinsville not quite aware of this rotate happening just yet. 3 of their players still postured over on this B site, with Sequoyah kind of forcing up this A, but a lot of sound will be heard by Nav. The rotate's going to start coming over. Nav gets one onto Ray Ray, one onto Ketherick. Still looking for more. The stun is going to come out, does end up getting Nav, but Tub is able to hold that one down. Able to get the pick on the Vike, looking for the flashes. Nav running around, trying for the knife yet again. But Adamtow's going to clean that one up, and a fantastic flawless for Collinsville.
Yeah, Collinsville definitely making a statement there, saying, hey, we are the 1 seed for a reason in this playoff bracket, being able to get out of the relegation bracket and back to the grand finals against Klassen.
Yeah, and Nav taking a 29-8 game. And now they're going to be going against this Adobo 32-kill game. It's going to be the duel of the duelists in these next games. The 4th seed against the 1 seed, Collinsville looking for the victory. But don't go anywhere. We will be back.